Hello guys, so before this video starts, I want to stand against every kind of racism that's been happening for these last centuries because I know I never said anything related to this, and I know that maybe for some of you it's like everyone just starting to stand up now that all of this is happening, but I guess it's better late than never. And I really want to show my support to every person that is in these riots and that is trying to change this world, because it's really not okay how everything has been happening. People don't get their justice and it's not fair. So there's a link in the description that is full of ways of petitions, of manifestations, anything you can join. You should just help with everything you got. If you can donate as well. There's the link in the description. And also take this time to learn. If you don't know about Black history, just take this time to learn, because I know so many schools that don't teach these to the people. So just eat these meals and get to the rides, guys. Be safe. Hey, so I forgot to record an intro to this what I eat in a day video. I just ate the breakfast, so I forgot to just tell you that I was going to do this video, and I just recorded last night because the breakfast a bit took a bit more effort and I had to do it before. So this is what I eat in a day. It has my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner. It's all vegan and it's very cheap meals because I am broke. I live in a room and I am doing a voiceover because I mean right now my neighbors are making noise and I live in a flat that I share with other people, and I didn't want to be talking in the kitchen because they can hear me in the living room, so I just am doing a voiceover in this one. I hope you enjoy it and see you. Hello, so this breakfast that I did, it was prepared the night before because it is bread and you need to let it sit for a few hours. So obviously I had to do this before. I didn't buy the bread. It was completely homemade. And to be honest, it doesn't turn out the best because I don't have a good oven. Like I can't even set temperature or anything. It's just gas oven. I don't even know what it's for. I think it's just to bake pizzas or something like that, because it doesn't work at all for anything else. And the bread kind of gets a bit raw, so it's something like in the middle of raw and fully cooked. But it's what I got, and it's still good. So I guess I just eat raw bread, kind of raw. So what I do is just mix flour and then add the dry yeast. And then after that, you just add warm water. And I don't add the salt when I'm doing this process because I saw that it kills the bacteria in the dry yeast. I can't be sure that if that's true, but this is what it should look like. So it's a bit wet, but you can still kind of grab it, and then you just let it sit for the night for 12 hours. So after that, you just cook for 30 minutes. You let the last 10 minutes without cover. It has to be in a full metal pot with cover as well, because the moistiness from the water when evaporates gives the crust really crispy. You know, the that sound when you cut the bread and it's like, that's what you want. So just cover that. And it has to be a full metal one. If it's plastic, it's just gonna melt. Please don't do that, guys. It has to be a metal pot with a cover. And then you just let in the last 10 minutes uncovered. And it has to be in 250 degrees Celsius. And it'll be much better than mine because I don't have a real oven. So I just bake this in a gas oven. But it will look delicious. So next thing is lunch. First, you just grab a saucepan and you melt veggie stock, which you can create just by the onions you cut and the peels, everything. You just boil it and you save it in ice cube trays. I also didn't have more ice cube trays, so I just have a big chunk of ice that is veggie stock. After the veggie stock is melted, you just add onions like I saw in the last clip, so it can get translucent. And while you wait for that, you just cut a bell pepper, a red one, and if you want, you can add more stuff, obviously, but this is what I do, and it didn't turn out so good. I actually burned a bit of the pasta. So just don't take this video as material for a recipe or something like that. It's just what I do. So you add the diced red pepper to the saucepan, and obviously this is a really small saucepan, but I don't have a big one. And you just cut garlic cloves. I cut 2, but if you really like garlic, you can just add more, because obviously garlic is just the best thing ever, and it just gives everything just the best flavor. So just add how much you want, it doesn't matter, just the whole thing, I guess. So after that, you just boil some water for the pasta, which I just use spaghetti because it's the cheapest option in the supermarket and the only option that I found. So you just do that. And great eco tip is you save the water if it doesn't have any salt, which I only salted in the end, and you can save the water for plants, which is really good. Then you add the lentils. I already have them in a can, so I didn't have to soak them overnight. And you add the tomato sauce afterwards, and please don't add water from the lentils. As you can see, the sauce is really watery, and I wanted a more thick one. Because of the water from the lentils, I just got a really thin sauce, and I add paprika and black pepper and salt. That's all. But if you want to add more stuff, that's up to you, obviously. But just don't make the same mistake as I did of adding too much water, because if you really want a thick sauce, and also if you want to make like a bolognese, or I think that's how you pronounce it, you don't mix the pasta with the sauce. But this is how I like. It's like a soup, but it's pasta. So for dinner time, we had something a bit more fancy. I mean, it's not fancy, but it just took a lot longer. So I just cut some sweet potato, and it was really hard. I mean, okay. Honestly, it was so hard to cut the sweet potato. I'm sure it wasn't ripe yet, but let's just not remember that, because I have no idea what I'm doing. But at least the food tastes great, so let's just keep that in mind. I add some oil to the pan, but in low heat, please, otherwise you'll just burn it. And then I was brushing some mushrooms while I waited. Brushing it, I guess it's called brushing, just to make them look clean. And just put some slices of the sweet potato and melt again my veggie stock, and also added some onions. So it's just the same process. So while you wait for that, you cut 2 garlic cloves, but also don't forget to flip your sweet potatoes, because they will burn. And I burned like few of them because I just had too much in my plate, and I was doing so many things at once, and I actually burned 3 of them. So don't do that. So once again, I added 2 garlic cloves, but you can just add how many you want, because this is your life and you live it how you want it. And then you obviously add that to the saucepan, and when you feel like is translucent, you just add that to the mushrooms, like you see here in the clip. I have big ones, so you can do this with small ones, I guess, but it's just a lot harder. So I just did it with these ones because they're also in promotion because they were almost dying. So I got half price for that. I add them to the saucepan and just let them sit until they were all cooked. So no more water in them, because you just have to wait until all the water from the mushroom leaves the mushroom. And then I added some flavor like oregano. I absolutely love to add these to salads and to mushrooms. It just gets so delicious. And some salt and black pepper because it also adds more to the flavor. Obviously, you can add whatever you want, and you can do this in the oven. It's probably a lot better. But like I said, I do not have one. So yeah, we just do it how we have. I mean, what can I do? I would love to bake some stuff, but I don't have a oven, so we just live with that and be happy. The next thing, I just add some mixed beans. So this is Bella Colorica male. I don't know. Okay. I also added some veggies, but I forgot to film that. The saucepan. I added another saucepan and just have a few mixed vegetables with mixed beans. Also, I seasoned the sweet potato with black pepper and salt, as you can see in the video. And that's it, basically. Just let everything cook, and it's delicious. And obviously, it's a lot of food, but it's not just for me, okay? But it could just be for you, I don't know. So it's mixed vegetables with mixed beans, and because Ricardo can't eat mushrooms, so the mushrooms were mostly for me. I ate both of them. Then Ricardo ate the mixed beans with some couscous and the sweet potatoes. So these were our meals. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and you can check more videos that we have with vegan food in the playlist in the card.